Welcome back, America. I have one of our favorite guests, Ben Domenech. Ben, who is editor-at-large of The Spectator, Fox News contributor. President of the United States is trying to enforce the Constitution, trying to enforce immigration laws like every lawful president has in the past, other than a few recent presidents. He's got the Supreme Court past rulings behind him, He's got the Constitution behind him. He's got the founders behind him. And yet the Democrats want to portray him as an authoritarian, and they're the Democrats with waving around the Constitution. Have you ever seen anything so perverse and outrageous before?
What I haven't seen before, I think, is one of the major parties in America ever embrace something so fundamentally anti-American. And, it's funny, I was thinking when I was listening to your monologue, it seems like a conversation came to mind from more than 100 years ago when G.K. Chesterton came to America. He talked about the very unique nature of a country that would ask someone who was coming to visit, in his case from England, whether they were an anarchist, whether they sought to subvert the government, whether they, intended to do harm to America's institutions, which was something that he read on the form that he was given at the time. How much things have changed is that those are exactly the people it seems like Democrats want to welcome into our cities, into our neighborhoods, into our states, and all across the country in areas where they have authority, in spite of everything that we know about the nature of America, that you want to come here to be an American. It's the same thing, as Chesterton pointed out, that makes us so unique in the sense of being a nation that is founded on a creed. And that's something that matters on a very deep level. The fact that the Democratic Party no longer believes that is not just the reason for their political woes today. It's the reason that we need to have a real conversation about the consequences of what they are doing to changing the way that this country is going to function and work, and how extreme it truly is. If we don't have that conversation, if we don't point it out, despite the kind of backlash that you get for it, then we're going to see our country change before our eyes, and no one will really understand why it happened.
That's so well put, and that's exactly what's happened in many parts of Europe. I don't know what it's going to take. There are examples of things that you and I are talking about. This is not just theory. You see what's happened to great countries in Europe. They're dying, and they're dying from within. And then the politics changes because the numbers don't work for those who are trying to defend the West. On top of this, Ben, we have very influential so-called Islamist scholars in the Middle East, one of whom is a favorite among the Qataris, by the way, who preaches revolution by immigration. In other words, it's sort of an Islamist crusade, a modern crusade. The more people who can get into these Western capitals and the more children they have, the more impact they will have. And you can see it in the United States as well. And yet this is something that is verboten. You're not allowed to talk about it. I mean, I talk about it, but very few other people do.
Well, I think that one of the things that you see going on is that effort, whether it's coming from an Islamist motivation or something else, uses people who describe themselves falsely as being centrists to achieve their aims. You have in Virginia today, the leading candidate of the Democratic Party for governor, Abigail Spanberger, who has said over the years all sorts of crazy things about how she can't believe that crossing the border is even a crime, and that's something that she has tried to get away from because she wants to seem more moderate and centrist. But the truth is that if she's elected, the likelihood is that Virginia will become another one of these states that is viewed as a sanctuary state, because Democrats will prioritize that immediately if she wins that election. That's the kind of thing we see across the country, and you have to call it out, and you have to call it what it is, which is a fundamental effort to change who we are as a nation.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.